Hey everyone, AFAC, hey Garyukin, yo Kiki. We just got a little intro going on here. Hope it's not too loud. Little intro. Hey Sword. This is a very funky beat. Yeah, that was a song by Kiko1. Good bud of mine, Kiko1. Does really great music. And he made that for me. It's like a podcast theme, but I did a couple podcast stuff a while back, and it was always kind of hard for me to do because I'm not great at talking off the top of my head. So I always thought if I was going to do that again, I'd probably need to have like notes and possibly more like people to talk to or whatever. But anyway, today I just figured we'd do a just go over my favorite games that I played in 2020, because I don't know, it's just interesting to look back on the year. It's been my first, really. I had just started streaming on 2020. Basically, I kind of was starting to messing around with it at the end of 2019, but really I basically started streaming in 2020. So it's been my whole, I don't know. It's interesting to look back on the year as a whole, and also, you know, reviews, videos. There's lots of stuff to go over for sure. The Discord, all of you guys and gals, and Garys and Facts and Penguins, and hopefully it goes well, because, like I said, I'm not exactly the best at talking off the top of my head. But anyways, hang on. I got some things set up here, but I haven't used OBS. I haven't used OBS in this way before. So let's see if this works right. Okay, so first we transition the scene. All right. So let's start off with just talking about my favorite games of 2020. And we're going to go over each game a bit. I'm going to try to hopefully I remember what I liked about them. Talk off the bottom of your head then. You probably don't like Big Mac sauce. McDonald's has what? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. And I wonder if I should have like music in the background, maybe? Like just kind of not as loud as the intro, but let's try to have some music in the background. Maybe that'll just a little bit of music. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this then. So, first game we're going to talk about, boom. You may recognize this one. And I actually should clarify here. I'm not going to be going out over games that came out in 2020. Some of them came out in 2020. But more so, I'm going to be going over games that I played for the first time in 2020. So I'm not going to talk about games that I played before. And I'm not going to talk about games that you know, it's basically just games that were new to me. But Super Mario Odyssey was a really great game. I'm glad I got to play it. I forgot how short that song was. Super Mario Odyssey. Basically, Nintendo, every time they come out with a new 3D Mario game, they just do great. Like, I don't always agree with Nintendo's decisions, especially of like the last, I don't know, 10 years or so. Or really, I guess, like, especially after we lost Iwata. But they still make really great first-party games. And Okay, so Penguin said soft drinks are the same everywhere, but McDonald's is known for having like good soda, and I think it has something to do with the syrup they use or something. That is a legit real thing. And there's definitely soda, you know, if you got like the Mexican Coke out of the bottle soda, you know, that has a slightly different taste to it. There's definitely differences in sodas. I don't know why I'm talking about that now. I got distracted. But yeah, Mario Odyssey. Oh yeah, I was gonna show gameplay too while I talked. I forgot about this. Sorry, this is the first time I've done anything like this. You'll have to excuse me. So, if I go to window capture. Boom. There we go. There you go. Now you get to see some gameplay while I chat about the game I'm chatting about. So what can I say about Odyssey? It's a beautiful game. It plays really well. The one negative is that I started playing this before I had the Pro controller, and my Joy-Cons had a lot of bad drifting, so that was like literally the one issue. But once I was able to use a Pro controller, it helped significantly. Yeah, I don't know. It's a great game. I don't know what to say really. It improved the Power Moon thing was really cool because it's like, oh, they're like stars, but there's way more, and you don't have to stop and exit the level every time you get one. You guys know Mario Odyssey. I don't think we really need to talk too much more about this one. So let's go ahead and oh wait, now you guys are gonna see yourselves. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's go back to did that work? That didn't work. Oh god, I don't know what I'm doing. I should have planned this out better. Oh, window capture. There we go. Okay. So Mario Odyssey. And feel free to join in if you want to say anything. Oh yeah, actually, now that I can see you guys again, how would you say it compares to other 3 Marios? Honestly, it was like really, really great. It felt like a great natural progression for the series. Um, I still miss the ability to instantly dive out of the air really quickly, like in Mario 64 and in Sunshine. That was like the one mechanic I wish we still had. But the whole hat thing was really cool. Just the way that you could go places you wouldn't be able to go before. Hey Duskus. Duskus and Gary, you can mention the darker side, which was, yeah, that was pretty intense. You know, I don't think I'm gonna play the video footage actually because it's just better to be able to see your guys' comments than I can respond to it. Hey Ronnie Brown, what's up? How's it going? Anything you're looking forward to in a hypothetical Odyssey 2? A Boo level, yeah, that'd be cool. I honestly can't think of any like radical additions for an Odyssey 2. Just I'd love to see more worlds with more variety. Just, you know, whatever creative things they could come up with. Maybe be able to play as Luigi. That would be great. Cause you know my boy Luigi. That's all I can really think of. Just keep have what they had before. Kind of like with Galaxy 2. I actually should bring up Galaxy 2 a little bit too because I played that for the first time last year. And I was a big fan of Galaxy 1 when it came out. And then Galaxy 2, I think I like it a little more. Something about Galaxy 2's level design just felt a little more focused or something. I'm not really sure how to describe it. Something about it. I think I liked it a little bit more than Galaxy 1. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. Had a lot of great fun with Odyssey. Galaxy 2 was great. Next up, we got Luigi's Mansion 3. So, Luigi's Mansion 3. This was an amazing game. Might be my favorite game that I played on the Switch so far. I was a huge fan of the original Luigi's Mansion when I was younger. That was like one of the earlier GameCube games I had, and I always really liked Luigi's Mansion. Um, it I should say something to what Sword said real quick though, because Sword said, in my opinion, Galaxy 2 has slightly better level design, but Galaxy 1 has better everything else: atmosphere, soundtrack, originality. And you do have a point. I do think the Galaxy 1 is more memorable overall because I can kind of just think of the different worlds in my head. But Galaxy 2 had the more engaging, I guess, level design. But yeah, anyways, Luigi's Mansion 3. I love the original. I didn't get to play Luigi's Mansion 2 because it was for the DS, and I never had a DS. Never really got to play a lot of handheld stuff. Although I heard it was pretty different, anyways. And then Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out, and I was like, okay, I think that's the game that actually pushed me to get a GameFly trial subscription just so I could rent it. And Luigi's Mansion 3 was basically just like Luigi's Mansion 1, but just expanded upon in like all the best ways. Like it looked great. The hotel was awesome. The fact that each floor had its own theme that got more and more elaborate as you went up and up. Um like it was an excellent game. They had like the additions, which took, it was a little finicky for me, but once again, I was having the Joy-Con drift at this point, like where you had the plunger aiming. And then the Gooigi was like a cool addition. The bosses, ghosts were cool. Like Luigi's Mansion 3 was an awesome game. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's my favorite Switch game right now. So far, I should say. Like Travis Strikes Again, obviously for me, that's a huge favorite game, but that did that? No, yeah, that came out in 2019. Uh, but yeah, so we're doing 2020, or what I played in 2020 right now. Fact said, I still have yet to play Luigi's Mansion 3. Think I got it for Christmas in 2019. I definitely recommend it. It's an awesome game. Duska said you didn't miss much with Luigi's Mansion 2. I've heard things about it. I'm sure it's still a fun game, but it's very different. I heard when they took away the ghost personalities and like made them less unique, that was unfortunate because that was the whole best part of Luigi's Mansion 1, is that the ghosts all had these very distinct personalities, and they were like, oh, who are we going to get next? And once again, I always talk about how I'm a boss fanatic. I love games that focus on bosses. And Luigi's Mansion kind of felt like that. Like every unique ghost was kind of a boss that you had to figure out how to catch. Did you play any of the multiplayer stuff for Luigi's Mansion 3? I think I tried a tiny bit of it. I didn't really get too much into it, and it seemed like kind of a neat little thing. But for me, the one player mode was everything. That was like, for me, that's really what mattered. Um, like I heard they have DLC for Luigi's Mansion 3, but it was just costumes and multiplayer stuff, and that didn't really appeal to me at all. If it was main story DLC, I probably would have cared more, but the game doesn't need DLC. So yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3 was an awesome game. So moving on. We have Dead Space. So this was one that I played more recently, and let me try to get some more music playing again because I keep forgetting. The problem is these songs are kind of short, and I just keep using anything Kiko's gave me to use. So Dead Space, I've heard it described as Resident Evil 4 in space, and that is exactly what it was, and that's exactly why I loved it, because RE4 is one of my top favorite games of all time, possibly like top 5. And yeah, Dead Space, you could clearly feel the influence. The base gameplay just felt like RE4, and that was great. I also realized I need to probably calm down with my enthusiastic talking, or I'm probably gonna lose my voice by the end of this. It probably won't be a super long stream though. I can only say so much about stuff. Oh yeah, Sword also said, I like the part in Luigi's Mansion 3 when you were stuck in the stupid pyramid room for an hour. Yeah, that was probably more me than the room because I overthink things a lot. So I always think there's some elaborate puzzle I need to solve when it's something like right in front of your face. But yeah, Fact said shout out to the Dead Space laser. Definitely. That was like the big thing that they changed up. Yes, and the guidance system, god, that was amazing. So Dead Space kind of took the idea of like RE4 had a way of like fighting enemies where you would target certain parts of the body and they would react differently. And Dead Space took it a step further because you literally had to like chop off limbs and stuff in order to kill the enemies. And the lasers had these like, it was like a line, like a horizontal or vertical line you could actually swap back and forth, which made fighting enemies interesting. And I like, normally a game like that, it would probably take me a while to get into and it would be very difficult for me at first. But because it had that RE4 feel to it, despite some obvious differences, I was able to get a good handle on the game very quickly, which was very satisfying. And it was just a great game. The guidance system was amazing. The fact that you have a little laser that'll just tell you where you need to go at any time. I think every game should have that because I get lost so easily. Hey Kiko, what's up? How's it going? Dude, Kiko, I played the Jay Plays podcast theme that you made for me at the start of this. Gonna play a lot of Kiko music probably to fill in empty sound. But Dead Space. What else can I say? It added enough like extra things that separated it from RE4. Like you had the anti-gravity rooms where you can jump and walk around on walls and stuff, and then there was a boss fight that you fought while in a room like that. Oh, that was one of the coolest parts of the game. The one thing about Dead Space is I wish there was a little more like boss fight type stuff going on, and maybe the second game has that. But at the same time, I'm sure when they did Dead Space 1, I'm assuming that they were like not super experienced team, or at least like the director and stuff, so they were kind of just, I could be wrong, but it feels like it was like maybe their first bigger budget game. But they did an excellent job. Like I really enjoyed Dead Space. I'm definitely going to stream Dead Space 2 at some time. But yeah, good stuff. Sword says, I prefer Bread Space, the zero gravity baking game. Yeah, that could be fun. Alright, so next up we have, actually Sword, you're going to like this. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Cream. I mean Topical Scream. I had completely forgotten about this because I think I streamed this like quite a while ago. It was like several months ago probably. I was looking back through all my streams in 2020 and I I picked an ominous song. And I was like, oh, that's right, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze was a great game. It was just like the perfect difficult 2D platformer game. Like it was great. Like I might have liked it more than the classic Donkey Kong Countries because there was just the level designs and like the difficulty was just perfect. And you had those super hard challenge levels that I didn't have to do but I wanted to do, that were you basically had to do it all in one go and it was extremely hard. But it was really satisfying when you actually managed to complete it. It was a really cool game. They had fun bosses. The only thing is that I was playing with a single Wii remote like a dingus, so I was kind of handicapping myself. Like you had to press right twice on the D-pad to run, for instance, instead of just hitting it hard with the joystick, which me and Sword, I remember, were like debating about because I was using a Wii remote like a dummy, and then you have to shake the Wii remote to roll, which is a really important game function. But yeah, it was a really fun game. Like, it's funny because a lot of my issues with games often boil down to like my controller. Like, I'm using the wrong controller or something, and it's not the game's fault. But I mean, even besides, I was able to like play through Tropical Freeze just fine, so it worked out good. It was a really fun game. That was originally meant to be a one-off, and they had 2 more set pieces planned, but the tentacle was so expensive / hard to make they had to reuse it. Oh, you know they grabbed by the huge tentacle and dragged through the hallway 3 times. Right. I remember that. In fact, I actually watched a little documentary. I'm assuming that's where you heard that from, and he mentioned that, the creator. And yeah, it's interesting. It's a very Suda51 thing to do, where instead of maybe using your budget to in the more conventional way, you're like, I really want this thing in here, so can we like do that instead? Penguin said, what was your favorite level? What was my favorite level in Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze? It's been so long. It would have been good to refresh myself on the game. I remember the level where there's giant fruit being turned into smoothies and stuff was kind of cool. And then there's the one where like the forest is like burning. Honestly, although I was like going crazy during them, I kind of like the challenge levels most of all. I don't know what it is, but something about a really, really difficult level that takes a while to complete, and it takes a lot of precise like platforming and stuff, but once you actually manage to like complete it, it's really satisfying. Those just really, I don't know, they're just really satisfying in the end, so long as you actually get through them. You know, if you end up rage quitting, obviously that's a gamble, but it is what it is. Yeah, no worries, Fac. This is kind of a mess for me because I have no idea what I'm doing, but okay, let's move on to the next game. And speaking of very intricate platformers that you'll die a bunch of times until you beat it, we have Celeste here. Celeste was another game that I really, really enjoyed for many of the same reasons as Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. It was just a really challenging 2D platformer games. I tend to do good with challenging 2D platformer games. I don't know, they click with me. Even if I'm dying a bunch of times, I usually, if they're programmed well, obviously, if they feel good, if you feel like you have good control over it, that's an important part. And Celeste was one of those games where it was just all about that precision, all about that timing, the perseverance, and they changed things up enough. Like, they slowly give you more and more mechanics to work with. I like making fun of you for being worse at Celeste than me. Good times. Well, I mean, you know, whatever you take away from my stream to make you happy. But yeah, Celeste was a great game. I'm trying to think of, I should say more things. I mean, the art was really awesome, great pixel art. The story was fun. It really did make you want to get to the top of the mountain, and like when you would get knocked down, you wanted to get back up and keep going. The characters were cool. Favorite track from the game, killer soundtrack all throughout. Unfortunately, I can't remember individual tracks, because once again, like, I guess it's just because when I'm streaming so many games and it's been a while. But I do remember the soundtrack being quite good. Maybe we could play something from the soundtrack. I'll pick a random song because I do remember it being quite good, especially when I think there was a part where you were just like fighting your way back up to where you came from when you like fell way down back to the bottom of the mountain. I remember that being really cool. Oh yeah, yeah. This was a really good soundtrack. Which strawberry that you got was your favorite strawberry? I don't know, but I did like the whole strawberry thing. I like having a little extra challenge, so even if you beat the game, where it's not required, but if you really like the game and you beat it, there's always something, you know, for you to go back to. And then also the bonus track levels, which were super difficult. Those were cool too. Reach for the Summit. Is that a song? I'll go ahead and play that before we move on. Oh, that's the song that I was talking about, huh? But yeah, Celeste, great game. Reach for the Summit. Oh, Feck, you might be a little behind. You might want to do the old fast forward trick to get a little bit closer if you can. Let me check my latency. Yeah, I'm on low latency, so it should be good on this end. But good stuff. I also like that they put the original, like, Game Jam version of Celeste in the game, because it's always awesome when games do that. Like, Donkey Kong 64 has the original Donkey Kong arcade game in it, which people actually hated because you have to beat it twice to beat the game, but I didn't mind. Fact says I'm all caught up. Oh, it's don't worry. Look, everything's good. Yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next game then. So you probably stop playing that. Okay, next up we have, might be a controversial one. Deadly Premonition Origins for the Switch, which is just the Switch port of Deadly Premonition. Yeah, why don't we do that? I'll just play music from the game I'm talking about. That would have been smart. Why didn't I think of that? Deadly Premonition. So obviously this is not one of the best games ever made. It has a lot of flaws. Has a lot of problems. But it's different. This is the game that introduced me to Swery 65. I was finally able to play a Swery game because I always heard stuff about him, and I knew he was going to be working with Suda51 in the future. So, Deadly Premonition. It's basically Twin Peaks as a video game if it was directed by Tommy Wiseau, the guy who made The Room. That's how it feels like to me personally. There's a lot of issues with the game. And I'm not just talking about the issues that make the game funny or bizarre. There's issues that make the game boring at parts. And I think that's the actual biggest flaw in the game. Because if something is like, whether it's a movie or a game or whatever, if it's like so bad but in an amusing way, that's not even really like a flaw to me because it's being entertaining. To me, the only real flaw that a piece of media could have is that it's boring. Or it's just feels like work. That's when there's a real flaw. And Deadly Premonition does have points that are like that, but overall it is a really interesting game. Yeah, the monkey squirrels, that's a good part. Yeah, I'm okay if the stream can't be monetized or whatever. I think it's like automatically on, but if it gets the copyright or whatever, that's fine, whatever. But Deadly Premonition, IMO, another flaw is if it melts your console. True. Duska says battery dying, gotta go. That's cool, thanks for stopping in, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I'll be doing some update after all this, but I'll probably post it in the Discord too. Fact said I thought it was just Deadly Premonition 2 that did that. Deadly Premonition 2 didn't melt your console, but it sure seemed like it was. I should give a shout out as well to Deadly Premonition 2. A lot of people didn't enjoy it as much as the first game. I actually thought it was just as good. In terms of the story and the unique bizarreness of it, I think it lived up to the first game perfectly. Obviously, it had a bunch of problems still, as the first game did. The awful outside frame rate being the main one that they've slowly been patching up. I better just join that Discord. Oh yeah, I'd be happy to have you, Duskus. I think I linked it in the description. But Deadly Premonition 2, I think, lived up to the first, despite its flaws that it unfortunately had. And while I'm here, also, I should also give a shout out to The Missing, another Swery game, which I didn't quite have on this list, but I do want to give a shout out to that because that was a really cool game too. I kind of want. I think that The Missing is actually a better game as a whole than Deadly Premonition because it's just better. It's more well put together. I took the story a lot more seriously than Deadly Premonition. There's people who get attached to Deadly Premonition's story and it can make them emotional, but I couldn't quite get there because the whole thing to me was just so like outlandish. But The Missing definitely had a really serious, like deep story that was quite good. And the gameplay was interesting and it worked for the most part. There here and there as you're going through you'll find little issues, but overall it was put together pretty well. Great soundtrack, great the visuals are really neat. It's just a cool concept. Fact said The Missing has its quirks, but compared to Deadly Premonition, it's basically grounded. Yeah, it's a much more grounded game. So definitely got to give a shout out to The Missing. Alright, we just have a few more here to go through. The next game probably won't come as to any surprise. It is Chronos Before the Ashes. Wait, did it pop up on the screen? Yes, it did. Okay. Chronos Before the Ashes, which is might be the game that I played the most recently. This was originally a VR game that came out, I think it was like a few years ago, maybe like 3, 4, or 5 years ago, and it was just recently ported to like, it was converted to just being played on normal consoles and PC and stuff. And it's a game that I really enjoyed. I wasn't really sure what I was getting into because based on the trailer, which it had a really bad announcement trailer, I have to say it's one of the worst announcement trailers I've ever seen because it just seemed like the director didn't realize that they were advertising for a video game that didn't come out in 1979. But anyways, Chronos was a great experience. The thing that attracted to me at first was just the enemy designs from the bits that you saw of it from the trailer, but it ended up being really, I don't know, it was a really cool experience. It's a smaller game. I think it took me about, how long did it take me to finish? Like, I want to say around 10 hours. I think it took me around 10 hours. So it's a shorter game. It's sort of like Dark Souls in a way, but it's pretty different too. It's different enough that I guess it throws some Dark Souls players off. But I'm not sure how to really describe this. It was just a really fun experience. For me, the gameplay was fun. It had a limited set of like weapons and stuff, but there was still an openness about how you could approach and fight enemies. It only had about 6 bosses total, I think, but they were all really cool. It just felt good. the world was so interesting as you were going on. There was stuff that you would slowly start to realize. Like, I'm not going to go into like spoiling it completely, but the patients in the beds and how they connected with, you know, the other side of the world, when it clicked in my head of how, like, the connection and like the thing I did and stuff, like, that was awesome. Like, oh, that's what's connecting to that. And apparently a lot of people missed that, because in reviews I read, they thought that a glitch was happening, but nope, it was something else. Yeah, and like Sword said, it's weird that it has a lot of negative reviews. I was completely surprised that Chronos ended up getting negative reviews on Steam, because I actually reviewed it before it came out. I was lucky enough to get a free copy on terminals. And apparently a lot of the reasons for that, it's usually a couple things. Either it's people who played Remnant and they were a big fan of Remnant and they came to Chronos and it was so different that they just couldn't get into it, so they negatived the game. Or it was people who thought it was going to be more like Dark Souls, or they were expecting too much Dark Souls out of it, but it's very different. If you're comparing it to Dark Souls, it's much more scaled down, much more simplistic, and it plays slightly differently. But for me, it was great. I didn't have any problem playing. Some people argue that the controls feel sluggish, but I was able to master the controls basically, dodge enemies consistently, fight the enemies, and if I could do that, if I can master a game like that, I don't think it's fair to say that the game has bad controls, because I struggle with games that don't have bad controls, you know, when it's something I've never played before. Fact says you're gonna enjoy Remnant so much. Yeah, that's another game that I'm gonna stream very soon, probably. I would recommend people to give this game a chance if they feel like they might want to. It's probably on sale. A lot of games are on sale right now. Really, really cool game. I really, like, it sucks that it's not as appreciated as it is, because this was definitely one of my favorite games of the whole year. And yeah, I am looking forward to play Remnant, which is the sequel to this. They say this is the prequel, but technically this came out, so that would mean it's not actually well, whatever. Alright, let's move on to the next game. We got a couple more here. Next game we have Shadow of the Colossus. And of course, we gotta play a song from this now. I wish I'd thought to do this at the start of this stream. Would have went a lot better. Okay, Shadow of the Colossus. This is the perfect example of just a game as an experience, which is a huge thing for me. Like, that's the whole reason why Killer 7 is like my favorite game, is just the whole experience of the game. Mixed together with obviously the interesting story and characters and stuff. But Shadow of the Colossus is just like an experience. Like, it's so cinematic, it's so beautiful. Each boss fight is like this whole its own thing that you have to tackle and figure out what to do. And I mean, like I always say, love boss fights. So the fact that the whole game is basically boss fights and then traveling a beautiful land to get to the boss fight, it's just amazing. Amazing game. I really, really, really like this game. I've always wanted to try it ever since I was younger, and the original Shadow of the Colossus on PS2, but I never had a PS2, and I didn't know anyone who had the game with the PS2, so I just never had a chance to play it until now, basically. Yeah, Shade of the Big Boys. Getting chills just hearing the music. The game has an amazing soundtrack, very cinematic soundtrack. What else can I say? I guess the fact that, like, they put so much work into things that they didn't have to. Like, when you're exploring the land, not just exploring the land, but when you're traveling the land to get to your next Colossus fight, at first you're gonna think like, okay, the whole land is probably gonna kind of look the same. I mean, it looks really nice, but no, legit, pretty much every Colossi that you go to, the path to get to them has a very different looking environment. Like it's such a nice world. It's such a detailed, nice world. There's so many extra things that I didn't even really touch on after the base game, because you have the time trials where you can apparently unlock all these extra tools and items, like all these different extra tools and items that they could have gave you in the middle of the game, but they don't, and it's really weird but interesting decision, because now it's like, I think you get like a paraglider, you get like bombs, like you get all of these different things post game that isn't even related to the stuff you need to do in the main game. You have like the hidden coins that are everywhere. There's so much little extra things that adds to, like, I don't know, the intrigue of the whole thing. And then Fax said, shout out to Blue Point for their stellar work on the remake. Had to pick my jaw up off the floor when I left my horse to chase a lizard in the desert, and it walked off to find a watering hole and splash itself to cool off. Who does that? Right. So many cool little details like that they didn't have to do. Really detailed animations on everything. Like, the only, like, arguable negative that I could maybe say is that the controls are a little clunky or sluggish at times, but that's kind of how it feels like it's supposed to be. So I don't even know if you would really consider that to be a flaw. It's just like, that's just kind of how it plays. There's the occasional part where you're climbing up a giant and maybe you want to go one way and you kind of go the other way because the camera angles and stuff, but I feel like that's unavoidable. For the most part, you don't run into that too much. But yeah, shout out to Colossus. Like, it was just an amazing experience. Yeah, that's like basically it. It's like a really, really great game. I mean, that might be like I never want to just say my top games off the top of my head, because I know there's always something I'll forget, but very well could be like in my like top 10 maybe. Like, I really enjoyed it. Top 15. But yeah, let's move on to the final game of the year and my personal favorite game of 2020. It didn't come out in 2020, but I played it in 2020. So, this probably won't come to surprise to people who follow my Discord and all that stuff. But you can already hear the music. Here it is. It's Fury. Fury for, well, it's for like every console, but Fury. This game, I just absolutely love it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Well, we're gonna try to talk about what it is, aren't we? This is just an amazing game in like so many ways, because there's games that are great when it comes to the story. There's games that are great when it comes to gameplay. There's games that are great when they have really cool bosses. There's games that are great when they have really good music and art. But this game just has like everything for me. For me, like, it fits everything I like to a T. The gameplay is just so up my alley. The fact that it's a top-down twin stick shooter combined with these like these little melee sections, of which it's just these specifically timed attacks and defends and dodges, and like, I don't know, it just feels so good for me. It just works. And then on top of that, you just have these really, really cool bosses that as you keep going, they get more personality, they get more interesting. You have this dude, the voice, telling you about them as you're walking through each level of the prison, which looks like its own like world. Each level of the prison has a completely different look to it as you're walking through, and you're being told what's going on, or not being told what's going on, but you're getting little hints about the next person you're about to fight by a possibly not so reliable narrator. Yeah, instant transmission samurai duels, because I don't want to call it hack and slash, because it's not that I hate hack and slashes, but I feel like hack and slashes don't always gel with me that well. And this doesn't, I wouldn't call those hack and slash segments. It's something else. It's, like it almost still has a 2D feel to it, even when you're in those up close encounters, if that makes any sense. It's just, I don't know. But, I don't know, so much about this game. And it's a challenging game. But, oh, that's another thing, because I love challenging games. I love being challenged. I love having to try over and over again until I beat something. Or having something really difficult come my way, and then I have to just figure out a way to overcome it. But, if I don't feel like I have a good grasp on the game's controls, or I don't know what's going on, or I don't know why I'm failing, that's going to be a big issue for me. Because some games are challenging and I want to beat it, but if I'm facing those issues, if I feel like I don't have proper control over the game, or I don't know what I'm doing wrong, then I'm not gonna feel motivated to keep trying. And Fury, for me, did not have those issues at all. Every time you die in Fury, you know exactly why you died. You know what hit you. You know what. There might be like when I see something for the very first time, I might not be knowing what's going on, or before I realized how the dodging worked exactly, how it's when you let go of the trigger, that's when you shoot. You know, little stuff like that. But once you know everything, which there's only so much to know, you know what it is. You know what you did wrong. You know what hit you. You know what you should have did, basically, more or less. And that's a huge reason of why I love Fury. The boss fights are structured so smartly. How each phase is its own thing. You have 3 tries. Oh, you lost a try. Okay, you still have 2 tries. You're still on the same phase. You're on phase 4 of a boss fight, and you lost your health, but you don't have to automatically go back all the way to the start. And I think that's such a cool way of doing things, because I think there is an art to forcing the player to retry certain things or redo things they've done before, but there is a fine line on that, and I think they did a really good job here with that, because the fact that you get extra tries on a single phase, it's just beautiful. I don't know, because it's already hard enough, you know, without making you have to go back to the first phase every single time. Yeah, and like Fact said, you gain that life back whenever you beat a phase. So you always have at least 2 tries on something new. Exactly. It's such a smart way to do it. I don't know, like, it's challenging, but they're not too strict about your, like, literally the only time I had problems in that regard of like having to restart a bunch of times is when I was fighting Bernard. But Bernard is the ultimate challenge of the game. That's the whole point. He's not in the main story. He's like a DLC character. He's literally just like, okay, have you basically mastered the game? No, you haven't. Fight Bernard. That's basically what Bernard's there for. It took me hours to beat him. It was insane. But it made me a lot better at the game for it. I found out later I should have actually played the game on Furier mode first, which is the hardest difficulty, and then fought Bernard, because he actually emulates a lot of the other bosses' moves in the Furier mode, which is quite different. But I haven't even played through the game on Furier mode completely yet, just because I'm savoring the game. Like, I probably could have sat down and done it already, but no, I'm just like, once in a while I go back to it and I play it on the Switch, and I beat another boss, and I'm slowly making it because I don't want to. I don't want it to end. It's such a cool game. I keep trying to get like people to play it, and no one wants to play it. I don't know why. Like I try to get my brother to play it, and I try to get like my friend Mike to play it, and they're just not as interested. I don't know. Like there's something about the game that I guess it clicks with some people and it doesn't click with other people. Fact said you've beaten whole games in the time it took you to beat Bernard. Yes, that is no exaggeration. I think I tried for a few hours on a stream to fight Bernard, and then it took me another like 4 hours by myself just to beat him. Because Bernard is insane. He has so many phases. I don't know. He was insane. I can't remember the last time I had such a hard video game challenge, but it was the most satisfying thing in the world when I finally beat him. But what else can I say about Fury? I don't know. I just loved it. It clicked with me. I understand why it's not for everyone, but for me, it was like perfect. Hi, Christmas Elf. The Christmas Elf says Fury's doesn't look appealing. But I understand. I understand. It's not for everyone. For me, it's like the perfect game. It's great. Like, I don't know where it would go in my top games. Like, it definitely is in my top 10, I'd say. I'm trying to... I don't know, yeah. It's definitely up there. Do I have anything else to say about it? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'd say to play Fury. I think the Fury is also on sale right now for like $5 or $6. Oh yeah, the soundtrack is amazing. If I haven't mentioned that already, amazing soundtrack. The story is very interesting. It gives you just enough without giving you everything, but not in a frustrating way. They do it in an intriguing way. I know that the developers who made Fury tend to do very different games, so their other stuff is very different from it, but I would love to see them do like a Fury 2 one day. That would be amazing. But yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that is my top games of 2020. You can see them all on the screen. I managed to squeeze them in. That's what I was working on for a while before the stream started. I was trying to make sure all the images would fit just enough. Wow. Oh yeah, Fact said Fury's on sale for $6, the DLC for 10 cents more, OST for 27 cents more than that. Christmas Elf said, why is Luigi's Mansion so tiny? It's because that was one of the first games that I mentioned, so they just kind of started getting covered up. Yeah, I like how Luigi's face is just in the middle there. That kind of was on purpose. Yeah, Donkey Kong, it just says Donkey. It says, Donkey Count Troppy. Yeah, oh yeah, before I move on to like update channel stuff, if there's any game that I streamed that you guys liked that maybe you want me to talk about more, feel free to bring them up. Obviously it has to be a game I played or else I can't really talk about it. Well, you guys could also say your favorite games of 2020 if you want. Everyone could go ahead and name that off. I just won't be able to really comment on it unless I happen to have played it too. Yeah, feel free to let me know. I know that Joe Retro, huge fan of Darksiders, which was the latest game I had just finished, probably would have wanted me to mention that, so I should bring up Darksiders. Same creators as Chronos and Remnant. I had a lot of fun with Darksiders. It's basically God of War, except instead of Greek mythology, it's the Book of Revelations. It's an interesting game. So like I said, hack and slashes aren't really my forte, but I did enjoy this one for a lot of the elements that weren't necessarily hack and slash. There were some like 3D Zelda influences, the way that you got tools and items over time. The dungeons and the bosses were fun. The story was cool. It was definitely a fun game overall. Like I don't want to like diss it because like it didn't make it on my top favorites, but it was a fun game. And who knows, maybe I'll even like Darksiders 2 more, but I probably won't play that for a while. Darksiders 1 did take longer than I expected to finish, and I do want to get to some more games. Christmas Elf said Superliminal. Was that in 2020? I think it was. Superliminal was a really cool game. That basically, it's kind of like Portal mixed with Stanley Parable, but instead of Portal Gun, you can just grab objects from afar or like any distance, and depending on how you move the object in front of you, you can make the object really huge or really tiny. And that's like the main puzzle mechanic, and then they add in some other mechanics as you go on. And that was definitely an interesting game. It was pretty short, but fun. Fact said, I'll have to message you on Discord about a thing I found on Steam that would be helpful for grabbing game assets, logos, banners like this. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. How about Onimusha? Onimusha was a really fun game too. I really enjoyed Onimusha because it was basically like Resident Evil, classic Resident Evil, but you're a samurai. It fit well for me. The theme was cool. How you're fighting demons. I did get a little. I think early in the game it did take me a little bit to get used to it, like fighting enemies. But once I did, like, things went pretty dang smoothly. I don't know. The only reason I didn't have Onimusha on my list is just because, like, it's a very solid game and it's a game that appealed to me, but it didn't quite hit that, like, oh, I really appreciate this for what it, for, I don't know. Because I feel like there needs to be a mix of, like, either me really, really liking a game or, like, being really unique for it to have gotten on this list. And then Fact also said Origami King. Yeah, Origami King is another game that I really enjoyed. Really solid game, but it just didn't quite make the list. I think Onimusha and Origami King were two games I was really considering, but they didn't quite make it. Origami King looks amazing. It's probably the best looking Paper Mario game. I mean, it is, really. I mean, unless I could argue that the N64 Paper Mario just has a charm because of the N64 aesthetic. But Origami King, like, the main thing for me is that it just really wasn't a Paper Mario game. I think I can say that. It wasn't a Paper Mario game. Like, but it wasn't a bad game. It was just very, very different. Like, for me, even like Super Paper Mario was pushing it, but Origami King just really, really put it into like time puzzle category, which, I don't know, for me Paper Mario games are relaxing. You could just kind of sit there, take your time, fight the enemies. In Origami King, you're just constantly under pressure because you have a time limit on everything, and it's just, to me, that's not what Paper Mario is. And then the limitation on the partners, having unique partners with dialogue and stuff. They tried to fit some in for Origami King, which I appreciated for sure, but it's just still a shame that they're limited the way they are. But it was still a really good game. You beat Mega Man 1 through 11 all in 2020. Wow, yeah, you're right. I took a long break too, because of Mega Man 9 really goofed me up. But I was like, screw it, I've already beat Mega Man 9, I'll just move on to 10. Mega Man 11 was probably close to getting on the list too, because I did enjoy that one a lot. Mega Man 11, is great because it plays basically just like a classic Mega Man game. The bosses were cool, the powers had really cool mechanics, and the timer, slowdown, and power gear mechanics were a really cool addition. I think with Mega Man 11, it's just a half step too complicated for my brain with the addition of the gear mechanics, and that's the only reason why it didn't click with me completely like like the older Mega Man games would. But that's not a flaw in the game. That's just me only being able to deal with so many game mechanics at one time. Well, with Bug Snacks, you got to be a super for real exclusive hardcore video game reviewer person, early code and all. Oh yeah, Bug Snacks and Chronos, actually, both I reviewed them and released them either before it came out or like on the day that it came out. Bug Snacks was a really awesome game too. Like that's a game I really thought was cool. It was fun. That one just didn't make my list because it wasn't like, it's not like a 9 out of 10 game for me. It's maybe like a, I don't know, I don't want to give like number scores, but like it's a really fun game, but it's not like top of the peak for me. But it was cool. It's a shorter game. It's a simple game, but it has a lot of cool stuff with it. Yeah, 2020 achievement for sure. Yeah, the fact that I got codes. Terminals was like down for a long time though. That's why I guess I haven't been able to find another code yet. I did get that Morbid code, which I streamed, which that was a cool game too. 3 Bunger out of 7 Shishka bugs. Yeah, something like that. For sure. Yeah, I guess that is pretty much it for the games of the year. I guess we'll go on with like channel update stuff, which I didn't really plan this out. Oh no, wait, sorry. There was some other 2020 stuff I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I do this right. Okay, so we're back to J Reviews. There's me. That's my face. Why did I put that there? Channel stuff. I should have made notes for this. So the channel, 2020 was the year of the streaming. It was my first time streaming. I streamed like, I want to say I streamed at least like every other day this in 2020, which for me is a big deal because it can be hard for me to get into scheduled stuff like that, and I've really managed to do that. And I'm really happy with the amount of people who show up for the streams. It still like amazes me when I get like double-digit viewers on a stream. I feel like it's helped build my community, because I've definitely like met people from my streams, so that's really cool. I'm gonna keep on streaming for sure, but also not just the streams, the reviews. Somehow, despite the fact that I was streaming every other day, I managed to do a good number of reviews this year. I believe we did 6 J reviews this year, which I would have liked to be more, but we also did like 5 quick reviews. So we almost did about a review per month, which to me is like, that's pretty good. Like I would like, my minimal output for reviews is I would like to have 1 review per month. So I'm gonna keep that up. If possible, I might even do more, especially this year. Hey Kirill, hey Joe Retro, you guys just joined in. I feel like I should be playing some music while this is going on. Alright, what were we saying? Oh yeah, quick reviews. There's that too. that's just showing that, you know, I have quick reviews too. Those exist. And all right, Discord. We made a Discord in 2020, and I had been debating that for a bit. Like, I don't know, do I need one? Should I make one? Da da da. But apparently it was a good idea because I think it's really helped foster my my viewers. It's a good way to keep track of things. It's a good way to come up with suggestions, to hear suggestions, to update everyone. Like, it's been really cool, and it's fun just, oh yeah, and then chatting about just games or whatever, food. Yeah, it's just, and then we have like, I think we have like 40 people now, like 40 plus people, which is like crazy. Like, I can't believe there's 40 plus people in the Discord. Like, that's amazing, even if like not everyone's active. Games, whatever, food, yeah. I did talk about Darksiders a bit, Joe. So I did get that in. It's a nice, cool place you've made there. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Discord's awesome. We're gonna keep that running. I was very iffy about sharing it at first because I didn't want just anyone to pop in, because who knows. Especially when I only had like 5 people inside of it. But now we have like 40 people. I'm actually okay with people sharing the link. I have the link like on my YouTube about, I think. So now if someone joins and they're like, you know, not getting along so well, or they're just being, you know, unruly, it's like, okay, they're not cropping up the place. We have other people talking here. You know, we can kick them if we have to. I think my mod team's okay. It's I don't really have a mod team. I think Fac is mod mostly. No, I mean, Fac actually does do mod stuff. Like, he'll point out to someone when they're posting in the wrong room, or like which room they should post in. So yeah, that's for sure. And I think Ducky might be a mod, but I don't remember. I haven't really I didn't even have mods for the longest time because we haven't. Joe Richard said, have you had issues with people in Discord before? Not yet. So far we've been completely fine. I just know that happens to Discords. Oh Lord, I forgot to add the Discord link. Of course I did. Alright, thank you. Let me add that in before I forget. See, that's why Fac is still a mod. But yeah, Discord has been great. I hope it keeps growing. Feel free to invite any of your friends who are into games or whatever. Okay, so Christmas Elf just said, are you going to dual stream on Twitch? Funny you say that. Look at the next image. We got the Twitch. So, I want to do this. I want to try dual streaming on Twitch. Now, I think this requires Streamlabs, which I will have to mess around with and figure it out. But yes, my plan this year is to try dual streaming on Twitch and YouTube, just to, you know, expand the the broadcast, I guess. You know, see if more people, you know, there's some people who only watch streamers on Twitch probably, or maybe there's people who watch me on YouTube who would rather watch me on Twitch, you know, just give you that option. So yes, we are going to try that today. When I set up Streamlabs, I know Streamlabs has other features, like that's how people can set up donation links so that their names pop up on the screen. Initially, I didn't really want to do so much of the name popping up because I don't know, it feels a little tacky. But I think it's just because my streams tend to be really condensed. Like, I was so used to just doing like let's play style videos for so long that having other unnecessary stuff on the screen is just kind of foreign to me. But um I don't know, we'll see. I'll have to experiment with stuff and see what's good. I know one bonus to donating via like Streamlabs system, which I think goes to PayPal, is that there's like no fees or very little fees compared to YouTube's. So, you know, not that I would be asking for donations, but people who already do donate occasionally, if they do, it would probably be better to use that so that way more of their money is going to where they're trying to put it. Um, which brings me to this last thing is that I shouldn't have saved this for last because it just kind of seems like it's the most exciting thing, but people might not even care about this. But I'm gonna make a Patreon. Um, I had thought about this in the past, and I was trying to think about how it would work exactly, or I was wondering like would people be mad if I made one or whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. That's gonna be my whole thing. It's it's there if you want to help support the channel. Um, I'm I make my like money off of like freelance work, which means I kind of work my own hours. But if I need more money, like oh, I need money for to pay this bill or to eat these groceries, or to get these groceries or whatever. Like, okay, I need to work more or whatever. Uh, but if I had a Patreon and I was getting a little more money, then it means I technically could spend more time on the channel that I otherwise might be doing freelance work because, you know, it offsets it. Plus, it would give me uh, more means to like get things to help the channel. Like I could get better lighting or a better camera or a better whatever. I don't know. Or if just things go wrong, like if my computer died or something, who knows? I don't know. Because everything I've ever put into this channel until I started getting YouTube donations has come out of my pocket for like years. For like, I don't know. I started doing J reviews like 7 years ago, which is crazy to think about. I was a young lad back then. Um, but yeah, this is just for, you know, do not feel pressured to donate. Do not feel like this is me saying like that I want it. This is just if people feel like it and they want to support it, this is an option for that, and it would go to helping the channel, you know, have more output and better quality. And I'm going to give very mild, very mild, but just I don't want to go too crazy with like the reward stuff yet because I don't even know if this is going to go anywhere. So right now, my main idea is just going to be, uh, I've been building up a stock of recordings of me recording footage for J reviews, and it's literally just me talking as I'm playing the game, as I'm getting the footage, just raw, like 2 hours or 3 hours or however long it takes. I think Dragon's Lair took like 5 hours, 2 different days. Uh, so that would probably just be a reward. Like, I mean, I would use those as like maybe a reward thing for like, oh, here's some like exclusive little behind the scenes videos if people care about that. Um, and maybe other stuff if I get the chance. Um, only $100 a month to get access to Jay's OnlyFans. Yep, only $100. Uh, no, definitely not. Um, I was also going to do a special thanks at the end of my reviews, which I already have an end screen anyways, so it wouldn't really be adding any extra things, like tacking on extra ugly stuff onto reviews from my perspective. It's literally just, okay, I already have end screen stuff. It's just going to be added onto that. And so I'll probably have like a special thanks for people who donate like a certain amount. Probably not even like a lot. Like maybe like I don't know, like $5 or something. I'll figure it out soon. Um, Also, Patreons will. I think Fact gave me this idea that I'll have people give suggestions for future games. I don't want to stop the Discord polls at all because the Discord polls are very good for showing what people want to see me play. But I could but I was thinking the Patreon. I think Fact said like a good idea would to be the patrons can submit games that I could then put into the polls. So that's something. Although I'm not sure how that would work if people wanted me to play like a $60 game and then that wins it, and it's like, well, I guess I gotta buy a $60 game now. I mean, I guess if I'm already getting patrons at that point, I guess actually that wouldn't be too bad. I would just be like, okay, that's what won. Um, we'll see. I don't know. It depends. It's we're gonna start off small here and then see where it goes from there. Um, you could do voice credits for your backers. A lot of YouTubers do that at the end of each videos. You could give your backers special stuff on Discord. Yeah, we'll see. I'll like I said, it's gonna be very simple for now. I think right now it's just gonna be the special thanks and some bonus stuff because I've already been saving up. Like all this year, I've been recording those. I never recorded me getting footage for J reviews until like 2020, and now I have like several of them. So there's like a decent backlog of bonus content. See, I've been planning this for a while. I wanted to make sure there was actually enough stuff that it's actually worth anything. Special orange patron roll. Yeah, we could do that, honestly. Probably. But yeah, there's that. Any other plans for the channel? I want to do more review video stuff more often, and that was another goal of the Patreon, is I feel like that would motivate me to get more content out because I don't want to disappoint. I mean, I don't want to disappoint my viewers in general, but it would be an extra incentive. Like these people are subscribing to support me, so it's like I really want to, get enough content out. I was thinking of doing some topic videos. They would basically be just as much production as like a J reviews, but they would go over certain topics rather than just the game. One idea I had that I mentioned before would be Kirby games are frustrating, which I would just talk about like my experience of why I think Kirby games, not frustrating, stressful. Because you think of a Kirby game as being this casual, easy, you're literally just playing it to just have fun and be calm. But my experience with Kirby has been very different, as you may know. Another topic idea I had was the death of the secret character, which would go over the concept of secret characters, like how they used to be back in the day, and how it doesn't exist anymore, really, for a couple reasons. So I think that might be interesting. Sword said, I think he might just be bad at Kirby. You know what? That's probably definitely part of it, because I never really played Kirby growing up, and it plays so differently from pretty much any other platformer that it just feels like it might just go against my 2D platformer intuition. But when you're trying to get all the bonus stuff to get the real final boss, that stuff does get pretty ridiculous. Legit, I was watching a stream yesterday and they talked about that flawed memory when revisiting a game. Yeah, that would definitely be another one. Sounds like a cool idea. Would probably be a great outlet for the creative juices as well. Yeah. Yeah, I've wanted to do something like that for a while, just like a I'm not sure what oh no, video essays. That's what those are called, right? It would be kind of like a video essay. Um Okay, well, we're only like an hour and 20 minutes in, so I could end it right now if everyone just wants to go eat some spaghetti or something. Or I could boot up a random game and just play it. I could boot up like Street Fighter or something I don't need to think about, and then we could just talk. We could just chat about whatever. It's up to you guys. Um, you should do Kirby's Epic Yarn at some point. Yeah, I actually wanted to play some of the newer Kirby games before I did the Kirby video essay because I wanted to get more frame of reference. Because I think the newer ones are actually the ones that people think of more when they think of Kirby as just being like a casual walk through the game. I played a tiny bit of I think the Wii Kirby at my friend's a while back, but I need more experience with that for sure. Plays differently than most Kirby games and is one of the most relaxing. Yeah, I feel like all the Yarn games are just supposed to be like that, like the Yoshi one. I could always go for Spaghetti. Spaghetti's good. Boot up Darksiders too. Maybe in 2022, we'll get on that. No, we'll get to that eventually. We will get to it. Want to help me edit my college application? Not really, but you have good luck with that. You could start up a short hike and probably be done with the game by the end of your normal stream time. Really? How short is a short hike? Oh, you said that in the secret Discord room, didn't you? Fac is very helpful. He made a suggestions channel that only we can see that basically is archiving all the suggestions I've ever gotten, more or less. And I think a short hike was on there. Let me see. Yep. About 1.5 to 2 hours. Jay plays Darksiders 2 in 2022. Yeah. A short hike. Maybe. That might work better as its own stream though. I was figuring like if I was going to like play another game off of this update stream, it would literally just be some silly it would just be some whatever game that you can kind of just play for literally any amount of time. A short hike does feel like the kind of game you'll want to 100% though. That I'll want to, like me. I do get like that sometimes. I'll probably save that for another stream. Play Smash with us again. That'd be fun. I can't do that because that was Mike's game and he's not here today. Let's look if there's any games on the Switch's NES library or Super Nintendo library we could just boot up and play for a bit. That might be a good idea. Let me just hook this up. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking Street Fighter because it's just an easy one, but that's probably not that interesting to watch. I will play Third Strike on stream one day though, because that's Third Strike is one of my top like 5 favorite games. Without a doubt. Let me just hook my Switch up to the capture card. Oh wait, it's already hooked up, I think. When did that happen? What's the last game When's the last console game I streamed? It must have been a Switch game. Oh, it was probably Smash Brothers. Switch. Hello. Oh, wait. And there it is. Okay, cool. Let me just crop this. I don't know what's up with when I do a Switch game, for some reason it doesn't completely fill the screen. If you guys can see what I'm talking about, there's like the black outlines. So 45 by 26 is apparently what we want. I saved that information because sometimes I'm smart. Wait, did that work? Oh, damn it, the switch turned off. I'm not used to it being so silent. It's awkward. I'm used to there being like game audio and going on in the background. Just plug my Pro controller in and then we can get this show on the road. Alright, there we go. Alright. Boom. Close this stuff. Christmas Elf says Tetris. We could play some Tetris. I'm not that good at it. Want to play the Xbox PC Game Pass port of Power Rangers Battle for the Grid? Not particularly. One of the characters is so visually broken that every move they do spawns pink squares all over the screen. Oh yeah, I heard you mention that. I could do No More Hero. That's pretty casual. Let's see what's in here. I could do the Control demo, because I found out it was just a demo. Because this is cloud version. I thought it was like the full game when I got it, and then I read online it was actually a demo. This whole time they tricked me. They clickbaited me. Fight Bernard again. Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, we actually got some new games. We have Hey Punk, Are You Tough Enough? I remember seeing this, like, the cover of this game and being like, what is this? Super Valis 4. That looks interesting. The Ignition Factor. Oh, and it's like a fireman. Oh, that's right. They added Donkey Kong Country 3. Me and Mike are probably going to play that. If not the next time he comes over, then probably soon after that. Play Vice Project Doom on the NES. That's probably a game that I might want to finish though. Right now I'm just gonna boot up some games just to play them for a bit. Let's see what the heck this is. Let's see if this is, if I have some deep memories in my childhood about this that I forgot about. Also, let me know if the volume's okay, because I had it kind of tweaked weird. Reddish moon symbolizing the evil oh. Apparently this is Killer is Dead. Followers of evil spirit are resurrected with the rising of the moon. Gallagher, king of the evil spirit's forces, bellows to all who listen. This is like anime. I didn't expect this by the cover. They're gonna eliminate everyone who's not a part of them. Alright, See a Sword, thank you for showing up for the big update 2020 retrospective. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. Pretty sure I've never played this before. This is very like 80s anime style. Super Valis 4. I wonder if that means there was 3 before this. Okay. That's pretty good for Super Nintendo, actually. That looks really nice. that specific sprite. Phantasm Soldier episode 4. We'll probably just play until the stream hits like 2 hours, by the way. She has like some... She takes like a second to stop running. Which is kind of... a little weird. We're collecting symbols. Tiles of some sort. We have a B meter. I wonder what the B meter does. Now this is a Super Nintendo game, so the fact that when we pick up the tiles it sounds like an Atari game is a little strange, I gotta say. Oh, those are like upside down skulls with tentacles coming out of them. That's neat. Oops. So far we're doing okay. Do the other buttons do anything? Oh. I just wasted whatever all of those things were by pressing the top button. But how do we use it? Oh, up and B. Okay. So those were all different items. And that's strange. You switch to it, but it consumes it, I guess. Even if you haven't used up all the ammo yet. Oh, they auto-lock on. That's pretty sick, actually. Damn it, you know, this game actually so far is kind of interesting. I expected it to just be bad, and I was only going to just play it for like 20 or 30 minutes and then that's it, but this actually doesn't feel too bad so far. She's a little lethargic, I guess, but doesn't feel awful. Now, what are the bosses going to be like? Because that's going to be an important factor on if I like this game or not. Ow. Oh no. My no-hit run. It's ruined. Ouch. Hey Ducky, so what channel update are we talking about? Oh, well, I actually just finished talking about all that stuff. You just missed it. Yeah, I was talking about my favorite games of 2020, and then we talked about some other people's games that I played that they liked, and then I just talked about the year updates. Oh, death. Okay. Boomerang Cutter. This is a Mega Man villain. This song sounds very familiar. How? Oh, that's the boss's health bar down there. That's what the B meter was. Ow. Damn it. That's right, we'll get him next time. Update. Nothing. Oh, right. I'm going to try to start double streaming on Twitch. Did we go all the way back to the beginning? Oh, we sure did. I'm gonna try to start double streaming on Twitch and YouTube, if possible. I'm also going to start a Patreon, which nobody has to subscribe to it. It's just there for people who feel like subscribing and supporting and stuff, and just watching the channel is support enough. What else? Oh, and then I was gonna try to do some like more video essay stuff. type videos where instead of just reviewing single games, I was going to talk about certain topics or ideas that I wanted to discuss, such as why I believe Kirby games are some of the most stressful games I've ever played, and also some other stuff like that. I think that was basically it. There wasn't anything like super major. I'm gonna try to output more content more often if possible. Yeah, that's about it. Like, nobody has anything to say about this game. I'm just a girl warrior with a big sword. I see. Looking forward to essay video, not so much the rest. Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to try dual streaming for a while. Just haven't got around to trying it. The Patreon thing is literally just like, I mean, like I'll have people who donate occasionally on YouTube, but YouTube does take kind of a meaty cut, which is weird. And so for me, it's not like I'm not trying to ask for more donations. It's just that for people who would support anyways, it's probably better if more of their money went to where they're trying to put it. That's kind of my reasoning for that. Ouch. Damn it. So close. I should have tried out those other items. I didn't even see what they did. Oh, that heart one probably gives you health, too. Let's try this again. Wow, we're still only like 90 minutes. I guess this doesn't have to be a really long stream, or rather it could be a short stream. Wait, we have infinite that. So we weren't even using a special item. Oh, that's a special item. That was like an energy wolf head. These special abilities are pretty cool, actually. Have you played any of the other in the series? So what's that? Super Vals? I haven't. I have not. This is my first time playing, because it just came out on the Switch, Super Nintendo library. But honestly, it's kind of interesting. Like, she controls a little, I don't know, she's a little slow. She's a little floaty, but other than that, not too bad so far. I need to beat this Reaper guy. He's making a fool out of me. Yeah, I just put on a random game just to kind of chill out too after the update, because I was talking for like an hour plus straight off the top of my head, which I don't usually do. Usually I don't know, I just have a game to work off of and react to. I actually can feel my voice straining from talking so much, because I just do not talk that much normally. Vacanti Dominator. Okay, so that... Oh, it does a lot of damage when it actually touches. So I have to actually get it to touch. Okay, now they're doing the... Okay, I see. I think I see the strategy to avoiding the, as I just run in, but it's almost dead, so... There we go. Oh sweet, gonna play. Gonna play. Got a blast. Lena just overcame Vacanti? Castle Vanity. This game's pretty neat. Oh, look at that background. This almost gives me like a Castlevania feel to it. I still need to play Super Castlevania for for Super Nintendo, or the version I have in the Castlevania collection anyway. Because that is apparently a lot of people's favorite Castlevania game. And I am a Super Nintendo boy, so... I had to leave for a bit there to manage some groceries. What game this? This is called Valis 4, I think? Super Valis 4. I've never played it before. I seem to be some type of Greek or Roman warrior lady, and we're fighting. Can I float or something? I feel like... I don't know if I'm gonna make that jump. Definitely didn't make that jump. Maybe just gotta be right at the edge. It's not bad so far. It, like, I've already said this a couple times now, but she feels a little... slow. But other than that, it doesn't feel like horrible. So you can already hear my voice breaking. This is why I can't give speeches. I just lose my voice so easily. Maybe I should do that more often though. Then I'll like be able to sing better and stuff. Because I lose my voice way too easily from talking for extended periods of time. There we go. The Greco-Roman Space War, I remember this from history class. Recently began playing Bloodstained, quite nice for what it is. If you like the RPG Castlevania, you may want to check it out if you haven't. Bloodstained is definitely one of those games that I have to, I'll probably check out at some point. Oh yeah, so we have these different abilities. Let me show you. So we have this. We summon an energy wolf head. We only have one left though. But let's go ahead and use it anyways because I have 3 other items here that I could choose from, but as soon as you choose it, all the items you had left are gone, which doesn't make sense. So we'll use the wolf head. I guess this is our basic attack. So now let's use this item. Ooh, that's cool. So she has quite a different set of moves, and seems to be the same attack right there, so I'm gonna leave that for now. Actually, you know what? We can try something else now. And then grab this. Okay, so this is the one that locks onto enemies. That's pretty cool. Oh, I died. Yeah, Fact, it's funny because I threw on a game just kind of expecting it to be bad. And I was like, oh, I'll just play this for 20 minutes or whatever, and then that'll be a 2-hour stream. But this game isn't that bad, actually, so far. It's not exceptional, but it's not, like, so bad that I wouldn't play through it all. At least not yet. I appreciate the running animation. Like, instead of just, they kind of have the extra frames in so that both of her arms are swinging front and back, which a lot of games wouldn't have done that, if you get what I'm saying. Especially back then. It was a popular series. So this was like an anime, I'm guessing, right, from like the 80s? Because it looked like an 80s anime. Judging on the opening cutscene. The opening cutscene actually had really good pixel art. What if we go over here? Although I will say the level design hasn't been great so far. It's kind of... Oh. I wonder if the heart gives you health. Either way, it's not worth falling back down for, I don't think. The level design kind of seems like one of those games where you're like, I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to go. This doesn't really seem this doesn't feel thought out. It's just kind of here's platforms, find the exit. Which honestly, there were a lot of games like that on the Super Nintendo. Oh, see, like this could have been an exit, but it's nothing. So what was the point of this even being over here? Oh, great. Oh, well, that's not that big of a deal. We didn't fall to the ground. I believe some Japanese versions are a bit more sexy. A popular series of video games in Japan. You know what? Oh, you know what? I think I randomly saw someone do like a video game remix of a song from one of these games. I think by chance. Like not too long ago. And I think you're right, I was looking it up in the Japanese version, she's like dressed a lot less modestly. Or maybe like the outfit like upgrades as you go on. Cause there was this one where at the start of the game she was just like she was in a school uniform, and then by later in the game I think she was like in a more of like a warrior outfit. There we go, see? Like how are you supposed to tell that that's even an exit? I appreciate the parallax scrolling background, the clouds though, that's pretty cool. The art and stuff is pretty neat. Whoa, that's a new enemy. Really, it's just the level design so far seems to be the weakest point. Okay, they shoot eyeballs out of their backs. Unrelated, but Valis is also a novel from Philip K. Dick. Way more modest, if you ask me. Oh, is it? Philip K. Dick has some interesting stuff. That's just how Japanese school uniforms work. Eventually, you just get a suit of armor. Oh, when you become like their equivalent of a senior? That'd be pretty cool. The seniors just walking around decked out in full armor. The juniors have like a partial armor set. Like this is just a long hallway that's like not particularly, there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's not really difficult, it's just, I don't know, it's just there. Okay, this guy looks cool, look at that. You know what it is? It's probably because it's based on an anime. Oh no, you said it's not an anime. Okay, so this is a safe spot, that's good to know. Or is it? Nope. Oh, it is a safe spot, kind of. Maybe. Let's see, this is the test. No, it's not a safe spot. Damn it. Now do we have to redo the whole level? If we have to redo the whole level, that's no good. I think we have to redo the whole level. Oof, okay, yeah, I don't like that. They should have sent us at least back to the hallway. I'll try to get back up to him again, though. It's such a simple thing. Because the problem is, it's not so much that... It's not so much of the length of having to get back to it. It's just that you're not really doing anything on your way back to it. Because the level is very bland. Like, these enemies don't have a specific satisfying way of dealing with them besides you just hit them. I guess I could even use my infinite projectiles to be safer. Like, look at this. Like, there was nothing there even. He's dead. I mean, anime doesn't mean much. Guess it's an art style more than a genre. Yeah, I guess that's true. That Atari sound effect when you pick up a tile, it's so funny to me. These long hallways. If they shortened all the... If they just shortened the screen length by like half, that would be an improvement. Because it just takes so... Wait, why am I running now? Wait, could I always run? Okay, you can run. You have to double tap. Okay, that'll help. These areas are still a bit long, but that's definitely gonna help. I was wondering if there was a run button. I totally found that out by chance. So that'll probably get over platforms easier as well. Really? See though, but if I'm not careful, I'm gonna lose all my health before I get to the boss. Ah! So it's like, do you want to run? So I don't run, I could do that. Oh. Ah, you jerk. Whatever. Okay, I'll just walk under you, I guess. Ah, yeah, see, we have no health now. I don't know, this hallway is just monotonous. That's the only word for it. Pretty fast for a Super Nintendo character. Yeah. Of course, this guy's gonna kill us right away. Ability, jump and fire. Oh. Whoop. I feel like my neutral one would have been better because it shoots forward, you know? My basic. Aw, oh, damn it. I shouldn't have started talking. I'll try one more time. Now that we know we can run. Avoid slipping at the end of a run cycle when you want to stop. Doesn't exactly make the flat level design any more interesting, yeah. Glad I could catch one of your streams. Hope I'll be able to see more in the future. Have a nice night. Same to you, Ducky. You have a nice night. Thank you for hopping in. Always appreciated. Okay, at least we'll be able to get back there faster. I went into that fight with like no health though. There's probably items you could go around and grab to help you out more, but it's like, do you really feel like exploring this place? Like, it's already enough of a hassle making your way to the exit. Yeah, the jumps are like nothing now. So at first I was wondering, like, can I float or something? Like, there's gotta be something. Ah, damn it. Ah. I shouldn't have. I don't know. Depends greatly on what the heart does. Yeah, I was thinking that the heart probably refills your health, honestly, but I probably should have grabbed it. But, as long as we could get to that boss with more health than before, I think we'll be okay. I'm just gonna be careful with these guys. I'll try my best to be careful anyway. Ah. The spears fall down after a while, we gotta remember that. Ah, damn it. Okay, it's happening again. We need to I need to slow down. I'm getting impatient. The projectiles are so fast, like ours, that it would actually be better if it was slower, because then you could shoot it out and then walk towards the upcoming enemy. But then again, that's our default projectile, so it's gonna have weaknesses. I think we're almost there. It's hard to tell. There we go. Okay, so we should be able to do it this time. Now, did my slash do more damage, or do the projectile do more damage? Let's try this out. Oh, they do the same, so I might as well just use my projectile. Oh, damn it. Also, does this music sound very familiar to anyone else? Ah. There we go. Have to run under that. Oh, damn, we're actually already about to die again. He needs to stop doing the short hops. That's what gets me. Damn it, I tried to run underneath it. Ah. Okay. Alright, one more time. I love that the boss's health fills up as you play the level. Cool feature. I didn't notice that either. Damn it, I already took the— oh my god, this is not a good start. Oh my god. Well, now we need to grab one of those hearts, if that's what it— if it even heals us. We're just assuming. Really? Really? Why did the skull not get killed? That was weird. Oh my god. I don't know what— I don't know why I keep running into those guys suddenly. Well, now we just gotta— oh my god. That's right, I couldn't make that jump before, but now I can. Alright, just actually, yeah, let's redo that. Sounds like the Super Nintendo's trying its hardest to emulate the Genesis sound. Yeah, it really does. Alright, this will be the last attempt, I think. So here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna fail one more time. Oh my god. It's like you don't want to run half the time. We're gonna fail one more time, and then we'll wrap the stream up. Or we'll just keep going till the next time we die. And then watch when I never die after that. Alright, since we can... So they put these wide open spaces and a run button, a run feature, but then they make running really dangerous. Ouch. And we missed that. Alright, let's not try to make that jump next time. Oh my god. Okay, there's like no one here, I remember, after that first guy. So this is a safe spot. There's a gladiator up here. Now here, there's like hearts and stuff, so we'll be able to see— whoops. We'll be able to see— really? Okay. Okay. Let's just test it out. 2. Yep. Yep. It's health. That's good to know. And there's one more heart up there, actually. So let's go ahead and grab that as well. Oh, god damn it. I didn't think he was going to show up again. Oh. I lost my speed mid-jump. The funny thing is, this feels like a Genesis game. I wonder if this was originally a Genesis game and it was ported to the Super Nintendo. What if it wasn't even ported? What if this is just a Genesis game, but Nintendo put it on the Super Nintendo library? That would be funny. The funny thing is now, we just have enough health to refill our bar, basically. Almost. I'm gonna grab that other item too, just to see if it's anything useful. Originally PC engine. Ah, okay. Alright, let's see what the hell this is. If that does a lot of damage, that could be useful. Because the dude we fight does like to jump. Now the problem is, we can't go back to our neutral move, which shoots in front of us, which is more helpful against the normal enemies. So I wish they let you swap between the items. I don't know why they don't. I was hoping keeping that guy on the screen would stop any other one from spawning. Ah. Screw it. Maybe it's something good. Now here's the thing though. Oh, you want to see what that does? Alright, let's see what it does. Now the other item's completely gone. Alright. Oh, I didn't even realize where I was. Jesus. The item system is strange. It has straight up voice acting. Oh, on the PC Engine version? That's cool. Yeah, I know the PC Engine had like a way more complicated sound chip. Or just any of like the computer consoles back then. Like the Commodore 64's sound chip is apparently like insane compared to like the NES. Alright, well, if we can even make it to the boss, we'll see what happens. Ah. Oh my god. If I just had my projectile. I mean, I have the one, but I don't want to waste it. Because I assume it does a lot of damage. End of the screen. Come on. What? Did you see that? Did I just level up or something? But they didn't even give me more health or anything. I think I leveled up. Really? Alright. He did like one extra thing of damage. That's nice. Alright, hopefully this is a... Oh, the short hops! I actually managed to avoid them that time. Oh, come on. Damn it. Damn it, I want to beat this boss now. He's like... I'm like spiteful. I think you leveled up. Yeah. Yeah. It seemed that way. But we don't really know what changed. Okay, this one will really be my last attempt, because I went in there with no health, but I had that item that was helping a lot, so... If I'm just really careful, I think we should be able to beat him. And let's just grab that one item. Oh, and then the health would help too a lot if we don't take damage on the way to the boss. Like, this game is like theoretically fun, but it just has a lot of problems. I feel like that's most of the games on the... Damn it! I was greedy, I tried to grab the item and land back on the platform, but... The fact that they even make... Like, even that, everything in this game is designed to waste your time. If you think about it, because it's like these wide open areas. Okay, there's an item. You have to fall down to get it. What kind of game does that? I literally can't think of another game where, in order to get the base items, you have to fall and lose progress. It's very weird. Damn it. Theoretically fun is damning praise if I've ever heard it. Yeah. Literally, it boils down to the level design. Whoever decided to structure the levels like this and place the items where they may be. I mean, like, even the boss fights aren't like the gameplay isn't exceptional. And the boss fights aren't super well done, but if not for the other stuff, it would be like passable. You know, I'm just gonna go now. I think one heart is enough. Even the decision to make it so if you want to swap items, you waste all of your ammo. It's just, like, bizarre. Oh. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, let's just keep doing that. That's the one that shoots forward, isn't it? Ah, screw it. Just be careful. Oh, and we have our neutral blast again, which will help a lot here, except there. Should help a lot here, if I'm not running. Yeah, now we can take care of that guy before he even throws his spear. Whoops. I didn't see him behind the pillar, I was looking, or the column, I was looking up for these guys. That was sneaky. Oh, you jerk. You weren't close enough to throw the spear yet. Okay, I'll use the healing before, like, once we get to the boss door. It's not even a door, it's just the boss off of the screen. There we go, okay. So, boom. There we go, we have like almost full health. We have a... what does this do? Okay, we'll try that out. They look a whole lot like Nightmare from Kirby. Oh yeah. Alright. Hopefully this does a lot of damage. Oh, that's the one that locks on. See, his short hops I can avoid from the side, I guess. Never mind. Depends on... Okay, and I'm almost dead now. I double tap that, by the way. Why do you not run? I wish I could attack from right here, but if I turn to the right, I'll be dead. Oh, you can shoot those faster than I realized. Oh my god, I could have been doing that. I'm dead. Okay. Oh my god! Oh wait, I survived. The fireballs do a lot less damage than getting touched, apparently. Oh my god. Oh, thank god. I thought the fireballs did the most damage, just instinctively. Being defeated first general, now Lena goes to Babylon. To Babylon. Alright, so next time I die, we're done. They didn't even give me all my health back. Who made these decisions? Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, 3 hits to kill that guy. He's real tough. Can't jump on top of that. What the heck was that? A dog? This is just chaos. Why are those even up there if I can't get up there? It's insinuating that I can get up there. Ouch. I'm just gonna run and see if I could get farther. I swear I'm not gonna keep playing until I beat the game. I'm done right now. I just wanted to see if we could get... Because this level design actually feels a bit different. The last one was like... It was like a vertical level, but still a lot more horizontal placement. I'm literally just running. Ah, can you just not kill those? Oh my god! The way you get knocked back. Oof. It makes Mega Man's knockback look like baby mode. Alright, well... Interesting game. It sucks because like the art looks cool. It seems like a cool idea. You have the different weapons, the bosses look cool. But at the end of the century, which century? It just is not well designed overall. It's unfortunate. Well, I guess that's it. Just a little game to finish off with. Thanks everyone who came for the update and the 2020 best of review. That's gonna be it for tonight. My brother just showed up randomly. Thanks for joining everyone. I'll see you in the Discord.
I'm ready. What are we playing?
Whenever you want to chat about games. We're playing and
What are we
stream
playing?
the movie.
Let's start.
Alright. See you guys.
What do you mean?